Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to some more replays. Today we have 4 battles, and if you add up all the damage together in this video, it equals around 34,000 damage in 4 replays. There's some amazing games, some very unlucky games, and we're going to kick one of them off with the Chieftain Mark 6, driven by XD, laughing my ass off, LMAO, and he's on Canal driving the Chieftain, and he's going to play absolutely fantastic. He's going to drive to the right side with the mediums to try and support the mediums. Now, this morning I did a video on the T62A with the buff, and how I explain that it doesn't affect the tank that much. I mean, there's only certain positions in certain maps that the 7 degrees of gun depression will help and make the difference, and this is one of them. This is actually one of them that made me kind of eat my own words, and this T62 is going to play it brilliantly, and he's not going to play it, I mean, he's not going to do crazy damage, he's not going to play it the best, but because of the position he's at and using that 7 degrees of gun depression to the max, he is going to get some damage on XD, and it's going to put him down to low enough hit points so he can't really push that much, and we're gonna wait and see. So XD so far, he's bounced 1,000 damage. He hasn't taken any damage so far, and he's on 2.5, almost 2.5k damage. Now he has about 4 tanks all around this area, and any moment now is going to when he starts to get shot from the T62. Now he has 2 heavies to the right, he has the TD in front, and he has that T62, and as you can see, the T62A has started to get the damage in, and that is because of the angle he's at, the gun depression that he's got. He's able to get his gun down enough to get the penetration on the Chieftain, and that's not going to be the only time. Literally, he's going to suffer. XD's going to suffer because of that T62. So the Object 263, he could have took the Object 263 out a long time ago, but the gun mantlet is very troll. Even though it looks like you can penetrate it, a lot of the times you will actually bounce and you won't be able to pen, but other times you can pen no problem whatsoever. So the T62 has now taken out the grill, and it's 5 against 6, and as you can see there, look, I mean, he's getting penned from that angle, and that is the T62 with the gun depression. I guaranteed if the T62 had the 5 degrees of gun depression, he wouldn't have got both of the shots that he's landed so far. So 2 tanks down, the enemy now have started capping, and that's going to be a big problem for his team. So he's now spotted the Jaegeru to the left, and again, the 3rd shot from the T62 is a pen that, just by the angles, you think, you know, that should not pen. That should not pen this tank. Now, the T54 on his team is literally just YOLO'd. Unfortunately, can't take off the 263 just yet. And all of a sudden, it's a 3 versus 6. A lot of work to do. But there's a lot of tanks around this area that are very, very low hit points. Now, the T62 is still up that area. One of the enemy are still capping, and he is going to take out the 263, but unfortunately he does get shot before he takes him out. So one of his team, which is the Waffle, which is not the greatest tank to go and reset spawn, he is the only one that is close enough that is to be able to reset the cap points. So he's gone there, which now leaves him alone here, probably against 4, I think. But he's holding it very, very well. He's on 4.4k damage, and he's bounced 2,120 damage. So he's bounced a lot of damage so far, and he's missed quite a few shots, but a lot of them was clutch shots. A lot of them was against the Object 263, which is very troll. But now he needs to start clearing, and he needs to be very careful of that T62. So there goes the T57 heavy. It's just him and a Waffle left against 5, and he's only on 550 hit points. Needs to take out that guy, and again he misses that shot, but that was a clutch shot. He wanted to just see if he could get the shot, but unfortunately he couldn't. He misses that shot on the Jaeger, and again here comes the T62, who finally does get a bounce. So he's going to poke forward. He really needs to take care of him with the gun depression of this tank as well. He can take care of him for his second kill, and he gets a nice bounce there from the IS-8. Now I would have probably ignored the IS-8 there because the IS-8 was on a reload, but he didn't want to poke up far enough to get the VK, and he does now take a shot from the IS-8, putting him now down to a one shot. Gets another shot in on the IS-8, now putting both of these tanks on a one shot. So if these guys push together, then they could easily kill this chieftain, but they don't. The IS-8 now is going to push, but by the time he gets there, he just reloads for his fourth kill. So 2,650 blocked damage. The time is running out. 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the clock. I'm so very surprised just how long this waffle has stayed alive for. Like, he went into cap a couple of minutes ago and he's still alive. The Leopard PTA is a one shot. Hopefully XD can get there in time, but as soon as he gets there, the JG does take out the waffle, which is a shame because now he does take out the Leopard, and it's now 1 versus 1, and he's on 6,700 damage. But the time is ticking. The time is ticking, and this is where I said the T62 changed the outcome of this game, because of the 3 shots he penned. He could have potentially taken a shot from this Jaeger. Now, the Jaeger done okay. He does an okay job. I mean, nothing special. But if XD could have took a shot from this JG, he could have used that DPM to absolutely just annihilate this guy. And as you can see, he's bringing him down to 482 hit points. And this is where, just before, he could have YOLO'd down, taken a shot, and cleared this Jaeger. But unfortunately, the time is up. So I mean, he blocked a lot of damage there, and he ends up on 8,000 dead on damage. Top gun, high caliber, he gets the steel wall, Radleys, and he gets the mastery badge. 1916 base XP. As you can see there, 3.5k done from the T62A, which is a very, very good job. Next up, we have a Jaeger in, and it's Hellspawn Pyro, and he's driven in. He's in the Feast clan, and he's, again, I'm going to do a video on the Jaeger. I'm in the middle of doing a video on the Jaeger. The Jaeger is a very good tank, but it's very hard to carry. It's very hard to carry because of the speed and the traverse. It's not got a turret. Once you're alone, once your team dies, I mean, it's very team dependent. Once your team dies, then there really isn't a lot you can do, because the armor, even though it's like a super heavy TD kind of tank, the armor's not great. The armor really isn't great. The bottom plate is very weak. The sides of the gun, the cheeks of the gun is very weak. So you really have to really angle your gun or your tank to be able to get some bounces. But when you're on your own against like the whole team, there really isn't a lot you can do if they start rushing you, especially if there's just one medium. If there's one medium, then you've got to be in a really decent position, so he's not going to be able to circle. Now, Hellspawn, he's gone into the middle of the map, and he's got a nice shot so far, nice HE shot on the Type 61, so 1100 damage, and he is going to get a shot on the Jaeger. So 2 shots done, and he's on 2000 damage, and so far it's looking pretty good for his team. There's a Jaeger there's a one shot, there's a Type 61, a one shot, and there is a standard B that is gone. But things will start to change. Now, that Jaeger gets the shot off, and he does get 1 kill. Now, he's in a great position here because he's not getting focused, and he is getting some side shots without getting focused in return. There goes the Conqueror. So it is now 5 against 6, but he's on 2,800 damage. 3 shots made and 2,800 damage. There is other things. I mean, you could think, when is the right time to push? And especially when you're in a tank like this, when is the right time to push? We can see that there's 3 or 4 different tanks to the right. We know that there's a T30 in the middle, and we know that there is the Jaeger to the left. So is now the time to push? I mean, it's now, there goes the E3. It's now 3 against 5. So what do you do? Do you wait? or do you push? So he's decided to wait, and he does clear the Jaeger. And this is personally, this is when I would have pushed the T30, but the T30, he's on a reload. He's on a reload, so he is going to wait, and he is going to get a shot off on the T30. Luckily, the T30 stops. Unfortunately, can't quite get the AP off, the HE off. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter, because if he shoots HE, he's not going to clear the T30. He is going to take 2 shots, and it's still going to take 2 shots to clear him with the AP. So using AP and HE wisely there, he didn't really need to use that. However, it's now 2 against 3, and he is going to take a vital shot there from the T30. It was only 1 shot. He's on 6k damage, and he has only been shot once. But it's now 2 against 2, and the E100 on his team is very low hit points. He could have really done with not getting shot from that T30. That probably changed the outcome of this game. So he's going to get a nice shot there on the E100, putting the E100 down to a 1 shot. There goes the E100 on his team, and now he's alone against 2 tanks. In a way, it's lucky that they're not medium tanks. They are 1 TD and 1 heavy tank, so they're not going to flank easily. But the FV40005 is an auto loader. If he manages to high roll, or at least once, and pen all 3 of his rounds, he can actually clear this Jaeger. So he's going to take out the E100, lovely shot there, and he doesn't take a shot from return. And now the FV40005 is going to use that OP speed boost, and he's going to try and get around, but unfortunately there was a tank there. Now he's going to get very unlucky there, very unlucky. Here we go, HE roll, 1030, but he still does a fantastic job. 8,579 damage. Top gun, high caliber, 1500 base XP. And the FV40005 did actually a really good job. 10 shots penned. Very well done. Next up, we have Lost and Forgotten, and he is driving the deathstar. The deathstar, we showed a battle a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, where some dude got 8,000 damage with 6 shots. This game is around the same damage, but it takes him 8 shots. It takes him 8 shots. But the last one we watched, literally, the RNG was completely on his side, and he almost high rolled everything that come his way. So Lost and Forgotten, it's going to take him 8 shots, but he still does a fantastic job. And I like the fact that, you know what, he's in a Death Star. Most Death Star players, especially on a map like this, will just go sit at the back, either right at the back in spawn or in the bush almost at spawn. But he's not. He's looking at pushing. I mean, the enemy have got 3 mediums. His team has 3 mediums. And he's looking at pushing with the mediums, which is a great way to push. Pushing with the mediums is fantastic, but by the time he gets there, 1 T54 has been deleted. So the STB is here. He is able to HE the STB with the nice hesh, and it does clear him. So that is his first shot of the game. 1 kill and 1179 damage. And he's really going to want a shot on this Leopard 1, because he's another juicy target. But the Leopard 1 so far at the moment is not giving anything. So he's going to have to go for a different target, which is the E75. Now, he does get nice and lucky here, because he gets a high roll at 1,000, just over 1,000 damage with AP. So a lovely high roll there, putting him on 2 shots, 2.2k damage, and he is now going to start turning around because the enemy started flanking. Now, you would think the Object 704 should be able to deal with this Conqueror. The Conqueror could be a 1-shot, but he misses or he bounces his shot, which is great for our man here, because he can poke round and clear him with another shot. So there we go, 2 kills, 3 shots, 3k damage, and 5 tanks left alive. So the E75 is still alive at the moment. The Object 704, I think, is going to take him out any moment now. There we go, to bring it now down to a 5-on-4. The KPF 568, I mean, I love the fact that he's not always going for damage, he's going for kills. And he's going to get a lovely shot there on the KPF, bringing it down to a 4 versus 3. He's on 3 kills and 3,600 damage. With just 3 tanks left alive, you'd think, I mean, to get 8k damage, he needs another 5k damage, and there's only 3 tanks left alive, which will say a lot for the final 3 or 4 shots that he's going to take. So here comes the Jagdtiger. He hasn't got a high roll, but just watch this shot. 1800 hit points, HE bottom plate, and he is going to set him on fire. Full hit points down to 100 hit points, and the mouse is just going to clear him for the final 100 hit points. So 5,300 damage with just 2 tanks left, which is the Leopard 1, and that is full hit points, and the M60, which is also almost full hit points. So here comes the M60. He is spotted, but the M60 is going to go for the mouse, which allows him to get another high roll, well, a low roll actually, but it was still a nice hesh roll at 1200 damage, puts him now up to 1500 damage. I mean, 6,500 damage with just a Leopard 1 to go. I like what he does here. He can see that the Leopard 1 is on the run. He can see that 2 tanks of his are to the right. The mouse is here in the middle. So he's going to try and cut the Leopard off and go to the left, back to their spawn. Which it will be great for him if he gets caught up, if he catches the Leopard 1, because none of his team are close by and he can have all the damage to himself. But of course he needs to catch him first, and he needs to actually penetrate. So he's going to come along and he is going to spot the Leopard 1 any moment now. Stay bitch. And here is the Leopard 1. So the Leopard 1 no longer wants to carry on going, because he knows if he goes up the hill, he's doomed. So he's going to rush the Death Star, which is probably the right move. Even though the Death Star can HE him for 1342 damage, the Leopard 1 is the highest DPM medium in the game. He should be able to clear the Death Star quite easily. I mean, I don't know what he was doing there. He should have just got behind, and that ultimately is going to cost him, and the Death Star is going to take him out. So there we go, 8,500 damage, 4 kills, 29,000 credits earned, top gun, high caliber, and he only shoots 8 times. 8 times. I mean, last week we did see the same kind of damage with 2 less shots, but come on, the RNG on that game was just crazy. So that is the Death Star. Next up, last up, we have the Object 268, and it's driven by Bots Love RNG, and he's going to absolutely play it fantastic. And there's going to be one decision. There's going to be one decision he makes in this game that is ultimately going to win him the game, and it's the right decision at the right time. Like, you couldn't pick a better time to make the decision towards the end of the game. So he is on dead rail, and he's gone to the left side, and as we know, this is probably one of, if not the most OP TD position in the whole entire game, because you've got the bush. It's a big map. You can see the other side of the map, and if your team spots, you can get these shots off just like he does there in the AMX. 636 damage, and he's not spotted in return. However, when there's more than one TD in this map, everyone wants to come to this position. Every TD wants to come to this position, and now all of a sudden it's changed, because there's 2 tanks, and he's going to try and get this shot on the T62, and look, he can't get that shot off because of the E4's gun, and he's going to have to readjust himself. Luckily, he does get lucky that the T62 decides not to move, and eventually he does get that shot off. The AMX is gone, the KPF on his team is gone, so it is now a 6 versus 6, and he's going to try and push forward because he doesn't want to sit in the same place. He doesn't want two TDs in exactly the same place, so he's just gone from a different angle. He's not going to go, I mean, he's not going to go far. He's right there, but at least he's not sat right next to the E4 until the E4 decides to come here as well. So he needs to clear the flanks. There's 2 mediums on the enemy team, and both are flanking it. Both are doing damage, and both are getting some kills. So they really need to take care of these mediums. Now, a nice shot there from the E4, putting the T62 down to a 1 shot. But he's now going to look left. Bot's going to look left. He's going to get a shot off, or almost get a shot off. He is now spotted from the T54, so he needs to be careful because the enemy has 2 TDs, and they could probably see him from this position. But instead, he's going to ignore them. He's not got a shot, so there's no point in him just sitting around waiting for a shot. So he's gone to find a shot, and he does exactly that against the IS-7. And he gets a bounce from the T62 in return. So 1 bounce, he's only been shot once, and I think that is actually the only time he's ever going to get shot in this game. Shoot the flanks. Tortoise says, yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. And he is going to clear the T62A for his first kill, bringing it down to a 4 versus 5. Now, he's going to push this T54 with the E4. It's going to be a great push, but pushing the other teams, the other members of his team are going to get pushed as well, but he really needs to take care of this. Him and the E4 are both full hit points, and he is going to be able to take out the T54 for his second kill. And now he's not IS7, he's whatever tank is up there, the T54E1. He's I don't know what exactly he's doing. He's decided to rush right to spawn. I mean, look at the position. He should never be in that position, but him being in that position has took the attention of literally the whole of the team, and he had the rear of the IS7. Unfortunately, can't quite get that shot with the HE from the Badger. But what is in their advantage? Yes, it's 2 against 3. These are both big guns, so one shot each can make the difference. I mean, the Badger, as we see, was almost full hit points, but one shot each of these tanks and he's dead. So this is the decision he's going to make, and he's telling them, look, hold position, and he's also going to say it in chat, hold there, stay there, E4, and do not freaking move. Just stay there. They know we're there. The TDs, all 3 tanks on the enemy team knows we are there. So let me just relocate, get into a different position, and let me deal damage. And that was a nice high roll, 1200, max of the max of the max roll in this tank, and he puts the grill down to a 1 shot. So the E4 plays brilliantly. I mean, he listened, he's staying there. Whether or not he meant to listen, and whether if this guy would say anything or not, he would still stay there. But him being there is now going to take the attention of the 2 other tanks while he can deal with this grill. As we're going to run around the building, he is going to get round, and he is going to take out the grill for his 4th kill, putting him now up to 5,800 damage with just 2 tanks left, which is the IS-8 and the Badger. But the grill staying in that position is he gets a shot on the IS-8, which now the IS-8 is just going to try and focus the E4, because our 268 is literally, he's relocated, and if he was there with the E4, it would give the enemy much more targets to go for, and he is going to clear the IS-8 for his 5th kill. And it's now, you can see the Badger is going to push the E4, which is the correct move. The E4 is low hit points, but it is going to allow our guy here to get a nice HE shot, 880 into the rear of the Badger, and he's now just going to get 3 damage. I mean, he's going to come up closer. He still hasn't been shot. I mean, he's got 1 bounce. He's still full hit points, and he is going to get another HE roll into the rear, now putting the Badger down to 68 hit points. 68 hit points. All it's going to take now is just a splash in the face to clear him for his 6th kill. Full hit points, 8,800 damage, and he remains full hit points. Didn't lose a single hit point, and he gets 8,800 damage. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the replays. I hope you enjoyed it live. I'm Meadsy69, and I will catch you all tomorrow night, where we will do more live replays. I'll catch you then. Bye-bye.